the network, we are the key, we are the trust the world was waiting to see. Identity rises, authentic and free. Welcome to the world of ENTIFY.
Hi there, and welcome back to Founders Journal. My name is Toby and I'm the founder of ENTIFY, and today I want to give you another update. I've been working on, you see, this project, there's really two sides to it. We've got a technological side, and that's pretty much done. We've sorted that out, worked that out quite a while ago. We know, technologically speaking, we can build this. But then the other side is this legal, lawful identity side. You see, the technology is all well and good. We could do lots of different things with that technology. But I think we should build a network. This technology gives us the power to build a 100% perfectly decentralized network. We've never seen this before. But in order to do that, we're getting involved with living beings. And what do we do with that network? We need to be able to do finance. We need to be able to prove ownership, exchange things. We need to be able to communicate. Now we're involved with legal. We're involved with law. It gets very complicated. So in order to make the technology practical, so that we can have a network, we've got to get the legal, lawful side correct. So that's what we've been working on. And really, if we just built ENTIFY as our own private network with the ENT token, that's quite simple. We can do that. But if we want to integrate with the existing economy, i.e. the bank, that's where it gets very complicated. So we've been trying to work out this private trust system so that we can have a private trust and integrate with the company and then integrate with the bank. But now I've had some feedback from Sovereign Pete. So he's the real expert. This is why we need the Sovereign project, to make sure we get this lawful side correct. So I've finally had some good feedback from Pete to work out how to do this. And it seems I've overcomplicated it. So we don't need to get involved in trust law. It's too complicated and unnecessary. In fact, all we've got to do is establish our sovereign identity. And if we establish our sovereign identity correctly, that's it. We've done it. We don't actually have to do anything else. So it's a massive simplification. And that's what I want. This system should be simple. So the simpler, the better. So this has been very good feedback because it allows us to simplify. So we don't need to get involved with trust law. It's too complicated. But we still need to have this separate company to have a bank account. You see, in order for us to have a private bank account, it means we cannot directly interact with the bank. Otherwise, the bank knows who we are, like usual. So we need to have an account. What we do is we don't have a bank account with the bank. We have a bank account with a private company, a limited company. So it's not a bank account. It's an account with a company which we're calling IPC, Internal Processing Center, Limited. So you don't have a bank account, you have an account with IPC Limited, and IPC Limited has a bank account. So that's the way we can do it. And I thought we needed to have more trust levels. We don't. We can be a sovereign individual and we can have an account with IPC Limited, and the IPC Limited can have a bank account. So that's quite simple. And it will work like this. It's not that we have a bank account, we have a crypto account. We have a crypto wallet. And in that crypto, that is what ENTIFY is anyway. Your identity vault is inside a crypto wallet, a Solana wallet. That's the basis of it. So the ENT token is in a crypto wallet. But ENTIFY is this security system that makes it more powerful. So in the same way, inside our crypto wallet, we can have IPC tokens. So this is the account we have. We would have IPC tokens of pounds, of dollars, of euros. So it's not so much we have pounds, dollars, euros, but we have IPC pounds, IPC dollars, IPC euros. So it's just a token in our crypto wallet. Now that means when we go to the shop, we spend our IPC pounds. Now the shop won't accept that. They don't understand it. It doesn't matter. When we go to the shop and we do a payment at the shop in IPC pounds, what happens is we spend those IPC pounds in the IPC account, in our crypto account. IPC registers that, logs it. Okay, 10 IPC pounds have been spent, and then it makes a transfer, a bank transfer, from its one corporate account to the shop of £10. So that's all it does. You have done a crypto transaction with IPC Limited, and then IPC Limited had made a bank transfer on your behalf. And what happens is the shop only sees payment from IPC Limited, £10. So it's simple. And we don't need a trust system there. We don't need any trust law because it's blockchain. But blockchain itself is the trust. So we don't need trust law. We can be a sovereign individual and we have a crypto account with IPC Limited. That's fine. And IPC Limited has a bank account. And that can be zero knowledge KYC. It means we never show our details to the bank and we never show our details to IPC either. But IPC is the company that must provide evidence to the bank that yes, all the users are verified users. So all we must do is provide evidence to IPC Limited that yes, we did our KYC. And it's here in the crypto wallet. And we could do that cryptographically. So IPC never sees our KYC, but it has cryptographic evidence that we have done it correctly. That's all they need. So IPC is a limited centralized company. It doesn't matter. It has no data. You can hack it. Nothing happens. You can regulate it, audit it. It's fine. You can show everything. Still, nobody will know who we are. All they will have is cryptographic proofs of a wallet. And IPC can communicate with us, but the only way they can communicate with us is through the decentralized chat network. And they still won't know who we are. To all intents and purposes, I am Toby, my sovereign name might be Toby, but they just see user number 1571432, a number. They don't know that's Toby. They just know user number XYZ has got KYC. And they can send a message. A message goes out to user number XYZ. I get the message as Toby. They don't even know who I am. But it's all done on the blockchain, so it can be perfectly regulated, authenticated. It can be perfectly compliant. It's like Swiss banking is like that. So, okay, let's go back to how we create the identity. And Sovereign Pete is working on this anyway. This is a work in progress. So I think by the time Sovereign Pete has worked out the paperwork in order to create a sovereign identity, by that time we can have built something. So we can have the method of creating the identity at that point. But all we need to know now is, yes, we don't need any trust law, we don't need anything. All we need is a sovereign identity. But we need a little bit more than that. We need to create our sovereign identity. That's a name we give ourselves. We need a new name. We also need to create our sovereign, our private estate. That's the next thing. I was thinking a private trust. It's not a trust, just an estate. So all we need is a private estate. It's very simple. That means I can hold assets. I can do finance. It goes into my private estate, but I have to set it up. So part of the identity creation is to create your sovereign name and to create your private estate. Now you can do finance. And a bit more, we still need a little bit more. We also need our private dominion. So this is like a jurisdiction. It's not quite the same, otherwise we'd call it jurisdiction. It's a dominion. It's like my private space. I have to have that because that is where my private estate is. That's where I am inside my private dominion. You can think of it like a country, a nation. And in the old ways, in the way that even sovereign people will be doing it, is you have a flag. You create your own flag, like you're your own nation, and your own coat of arms, your own symbol. So this represents your dominion. That's my space now. That's my authority. And inside that, I've got my private estate, and that is based on my private sovereign identity. So really what we need to do is create three things: our sovereign name, our private estate, and our private dominion. And that can all be done, I think, eventually in one go. And we do it through a spoken affidavit, like I've talked about, and that goes into our foundational identity vault. And that could be enough. That's all you need to join the network. You can have the free communication, you can have the ENT token, but if you want other crypto, if you want banking, then you have to do one more layer. You have to still put in your KYC, that is your government documents. So that's a second thing. KYC is separate. You don't have to, but if you want private banking, then yes, you do. But remember, it doesn't matter because nobody ever sees it. The bank doesn't see it. The company doesn't see it. It's perfectly private. Now, again, I think there's one more layer. One more thing I want to tell you is I think we simplify this. The sovereign name, okay, that's easy. You name yourself. The private estate, again, that's relatively easy. You're just saying, I've got a private estate. The private dominion is a flag and a coat of arms. So it's a bit more complex. I think we simplify this to the modern way. I think all we do is we have a logo. We create for ourselves a symbol. Just one symbol, a logo. That represents our private dominion. So that is a bit easier. And that is taking this ancient way into the modern way. But if you want to make paperwork, you want a flag, all you do is create the square of the flag and you drop your logo into it. Now it's your flag. If you want a coat of arms, you create the coat of arms shape and drop your logo into it. That's your coat of arms. You might have in your coat of arms, you also have a statement. Often they have a Latin words. You can add that as well if you want. But that now gives you full lawful standing. Now you can operate in the private, untouchable. No one can touch you. So I think that's the way we could do it. We create this identity, and then the identity simply has, if you want it, private banking. But it all goes into one wallet. And I think we call this wallet your private estate wallet. I was calling it your private trust wallet, but I think just your private estate wallet. Simpler. And we had the company called IPC Limited that has the bank account, but I'm also wondering, maybe we just call it ENTIFY Limited. So we unify the whole system. The reason I wanted separation, I wanted ENTIFY not to be a part of the legal system, the corporate system. I wanted it to be separate. But now I'm realizing we need to unify. We mustn't appear separate. We've got to be harmonious. So ENTIFY, just as a thing, that is open sourced operating, an open sourced operating system. But we have ENTIFY Limited. So that could be the company. That's the company that has the bank account. So not IPC Limited, ENTIFY Limited. So now when you join ENTIFY, you create your sovereign identity, and that's perfectly open. That's now the network. That's free, decentralized, nothing. But if you want banking, then you open an account with ENTIFY Limited. Then what happens is in your private estate wallet, you will have ENT dollars, ENT pounds, ENT euros. So that all unifies. So ENT pounds are simply the ENT token, ENTIFY token, representing pounds, the fiat currency. And it could be representing digital pounds, doesn't even matter. It means you do not have the digital currency the bank has. No, you have a digital currency, but it's ENT pounds. It's our own personal digital currency. It's the same one, but ENTIFY Limited now has the bank account. So ENTIFY Limited will have pounds, will have dollars, and we have that account. ENTIFY Limited has that account, but ENTIFY then offers you ENT pounds, ENT dollars, so you can remain anonymous and private, and it all operates in the blockchain. So I think maybe that's the way we do it. It unifies the whole thing much more. We want a single unified branding because we've got to go global as fast as possible. It's got to be simple, it's got to be clean, and people got to understand it straight away. And it's been so difficult to explain this and simplify it. But I think we're getting better and better and better. And I think this is again the best so far. So I'm working on the website. I'm rewriting it. Again, I write the website over and over and over. I can't tell you how many times I've written the website because that's the way I'm clarifying it. So thank you so much for listening. Please do leave me any questions, comments or suggestions. And remember, this is a work in progress. That's why this is a journal. I'm sharing my progress with you step by step as we go along. Thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
We are the network. We are the key. We are the trust.